Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Clive Knowles from the British Ironwork Centre. The Angel is the national monument against violence and aggression, and it's currently on a complete UK tour of 36 cities and towns around the whole of the UK. And the objective behind it is to raise awareness of not just knife crime but all forms of violent behaviour.
When it first came, we had an opening ceremony. Now we have a leaving ceremony. There'll be a short ceremony in the Monty Club, which is there for just to thank the people that have helped and some of the people that have been involved to come along too. But at 4:30, we're going to meet on Wesley Street in Newtown by the Monty Club, and we'll start a parade back up here to the Knife Angel.
To me, when I got asked to get involved with the Knife Angel, it was easy to get involved because the community were going to buy into it anyway. And our objective as organisers with Joy wasn't just about Newtown, it was about putting Powys together. And then when you look around the room and see all the other organisations that got involved, it wasn't just a local thing, it was a Powys-wide. And the message was that Powys was going to stand up against violence.
But I would have to say that the press coverage has been excellent, and I'm sure Joy would appreciate that as well. But also, it's something that we will all remember for a long time, so it has its success in that as well. I think there's also success for the owner of the ironworks, Clive, and for the artist who put the sculpture together. And I hope you have lots of commissions that come forward on the back of this, really. There's been obviously success for Councillor Joy Jones and for the Police Commissioner and for the force. I think it's been a tremendous team effort in getting the sculpture here for the first time in Wales, of course.
The Knife Angel has actually become the centre, a resident in the centre of the town that we've welcomed and treasured over the last few weeks. It's been the centre of attention that's drawn people, as others have said, from outside the town and of course within it as well. The Angel's been the heart of a discussion and a debate about the issues that it highlights. And it's been a magnet drawing people together to talk, as I said earlier, about something that's difficult. Young and old, it's not an easy subject to talk about, but the way that that angel stands there and looks over those who are underneath it, I think is very symbolic of the great sculpture that it is.
Really, it is a bit of a coup, not just for Newtown and for Powys, but we are the first community to have the Knife Angel in the whole of Wales, so I think that's something that we should all be really, really proud of, so that's wonderful, thank you. I know the people of Powys have been visiting the Knife Angel, and I'm sure they've had very good visits and thought-provoking moments, but I must just mention that there's been a lot of people involved within the Powys County Council that visited, such as the school service, the youth service, children's services, so everyone has been really taking full advantage and making their visits. And finally, you'll be pleased to hear, as Chairman of Powys County Council and on behalf of everyone at the authority, it gives me great pleasure to present the following certificates to people. So I won't name you individually in my speech, I'll make the presentation.
Your love is a revolver, firing bullets from the sky. Your love is like a soldier, loyal till you die. Days like this lead to, nights like this lead to love like ours. You light the spark in my bonfire heart, staring at the beauty of our King. May we never lose one of our King. May open your heart and sing.
I'm County Councillor Rosemary Harris and I'm the leader of Powys County Council.
Rosemary, good achievement here for Powys County Council to have one of your county councillors bring this knife angel here to Newtown. I understand it's the first town in Wales.
Yeah, it's a tremendous achievement. It's one of our councillors who represents a ward within the town of Newtown. Councillor Joy Jones is very interested in poverty, violence, all the sort of social issues, and knew that the Knife Angel was going to do a tour of the country, so took the lead and asked and talked to the Police and Crime Commissioner and asked whether we could be allowed to have this in Newtown. We don't have a major knife crime issue in Newtown or indeed in Powys, but it's a wonderful deterrent, it's a message to our young people, and I think Councillor Joy could see that. It's also a wonderful sculpture. It's a beautifully made sculpture until you look very closely at it and see that it's made entirely of knives. It's wonderful that something so beautiful could be made of something so ghastly, to be honest.
So I'm David Llewellyn, the Police and Crime Commissioner, David Powys. So knife crime is a topical issue at the moment across the UK. Not so much in our area, in the David Powys area. In fact, we're very proud of the fact that we're one of the safest places to live in terms of recorded crime across England and Wales. Have the lowest levels. But we're not complacent of that, and what we've done in bringing the Knife Angel here to Newtown is had an opportunity to share some prevention messages in relation to violence and in particular knife related crime. All of the knives, 100,000 of them that have been used to create this fantastic Knife Angel sculpture are knives that have been given to police forces through knife amnesties throughout England and Wales, and there are knives involved and used within the sculpture that have come from the David Powys area. So it's a strange one in a way. People have been asking me, well, why has it come to Newtown? Well, there was an opportunity as a result of Councillor Joy Jones asking whether I would support her in bringing it to Newtown, not because there's an issue here particularly, but because we want to ensure that we retain the low levels of offending and that we get that really, really important, strong message around not using knives and not reverting to violence to our young people and to the communities, not just here in Newtown but across the whole of Powys and across the whole of David Powys. So I'm really proud, and it gives me great privilege to be part of the whole event really that have taken place over the last few weeks to share those prevention messages and be part of what has turned out to be a very successful event here in Newtown.
David is the Police and Crime Commissioner and he's been amazingly supportive of this.
Thank you, Joy. I'm going to read a psalm. Yn gyntaf, dwi'n mynd ddarllen yn Gymraeg. Achub fi o arglwydd rhag pobl ddrwg. Cadw fi'n saff rhag y dynion treisiol sy'n cynllwynio i wneud drwg i mi. Ac yn ystod a chreu helynt, mae ganddyn nhw dafodau miniog, mae nhw'n brathu fel nadroedd, ac mae gwenwyn neidir dan eu gwefusau. O arglwydd, paid gadael I bobl ddrwg, gael gafel yno fi.
I'm going to ask Councillor Myfanwy if she'll also give us a reading. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a great privilege to be here, and I know we all thank Joy and David for the wonderful work that they've done. So I'd like to read you a poem called Angel Love by Linda Orry. In the darkness of your sorrow, in the emptiness of grief, when the hope of understanding has gone dim, from a realm beyond the senses comes a warmth beyond belief, as silent wings enfold your troubled soul. Let an angel work its wonder, let it circle you with light, as you sacrifice the burdens of your heart. Soon the fearfulness is lifted with the darkness of the night.
The leader of the guides had written a promise, but this is part of the poem. So Scarlett is going to read it because Cheryl is unable to be here today.
A moment to reflect. Tonight, we give thanks for our beliefs. We are grateful that our town has hosted the statue of the Knife Angel. We are happy to live in a safe community. We are glad that people came together to pay their respects. We are hopeful that the anti-violence message has spread. We are guiding to promise to do our best. Can we ask that others do too? We in guiding are happy to serve our Queen and community and value one another. Our law is to think of others before ourselves and do a good turn every day. The Knife Angel has helped us to renew our promises and remind us to value one another. Our motto suggests, we discover, we grow.
Thank you Scarlett, that's a big thing to do and I really appreciate it. So can we just give Scarlett another big clap, because that's huge to come up here and do that. So thank you.
Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, hallelujah. Sing it with me. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Heavenly Father, we praise and thank you for the gift of your Son, Jesus Christ, who is our peace and our reconciliation. We bring before you all those who are suffering because of violence or injustice. We bring before you all those who have fallen victim to hatred and inhumanity. For those loved ones who are left behind to mourn. For the souls of those whose hearts are cold, Lord, hear our prayer. For all those who have been forced into unemployment, who long to return to work, for all those who struggle to support their families, Lord, hear our prayer.
So I hope you've enjoyed the Knife Angel visiting Newtown. It will be here now, as I said, until Tuesday's your last day really to see it. So make the most of it, because it won't come again. And I'd like to say thank you to Clive from British Ironworks, because if he hadn't had faith in me, it wouldn't have happened.
It probably took the first 12 months or maybe even 2 years to get all the 43 police forces to embrace the whole project and to do surrenders and amnesties, to give over the blades that they'd collected in order for us to build this monument. And the monument has been created out of 100,000 used blades.
I'd just like to say thank you to everybody that's been involved and helped me along the way. The main message I want to get out is Powys, stand up against violence. And even if you don't live in Powys, please remember to stand up against violence.
Yes, thank you very much, Joy. You've done so well.
Thank you.